welcome to the Book Over, a little book club where we talk about books, especially the ones that give us book hangovers. I'm Sarah, and with me is Megan.
Hello, everybody.
And today we are talking about Addict by Blake Blessing. Gosh, that's a tongue twister.
It is a bit.
I have to say, trigger warnings for this one, for sure. I read the author's note, started reading it. I had to take a break. And it's so funny. I took a break because things were just like, I was like, this is hard. And then as soon as I went back to it, it was like all the hard stuff I felt like was over. So if I just powered through a little longer, I would have been fine.
And when I recommend it to people, I say that I'm like, okay, listen, the first few chapters are a little intense, a lot of intense, but you just got to get through them, and then it turns around. That's not the whole story.
Yeah.
So at first I was a little scared of that part because it's like that is intense, but I was so happy that it didn't last long and that it was very necessary. Yes. Like that experience, because like I think we all think of cartels as like this big bad scary, like ultimate scary like organization. It's a lot different. Mafia versus cartel, especially like even in like, you know, romance, cartels are like the hardcore one. So she's trafficked. I'm still wondering why they picked her. She's this powerful attorney. She's like a rights activist. She helps like women in need, and she has a twin. Okay, and it's a famous twin. So I'm thinking there's got a reason she was picked. I don't know if it's obvious as like somebody she was defending, their husband like picked her to traffic her. I don't think it was random that she was in a car lot. I honestly have this theory that it might have something to do with her twin, especially the way she's talking about how much she loves her and idolizes her. I just feel like, I'm not saying her twin did it. I'm saying maybe her twin got into something, and you know, I don't know.
I don't know. I was thinking it was somebody that she won a case against. I was thinking it was like one of those people that was like, you know, a bad person, because they even mentioned that how does she not know the people that she's been fighting against at one point, like because when they were background checking.
When the guys were so maybe that.
But I could see maybe somebody linked to the twin, and it's like, you know, I could see somebody in that model world being someone who's scoping out people who are beautiful for this skin trafficking.
Well, and that was, now that I think about it, that was a big thing that came out too, that was happening to a lot of models. Like there's some documentaries about that, especially like in the 90s with some very shady people in the modeling industry that were promising modeling things, but they were really trying to traffic women.
See?
So that was a thing. Yeah, that was a thing. So that could definitely be something interesting. I forgot about that. I just watched a documentary on that like a couple months ago. So that's like just starting off. That's where my head's at. I'm like, okay, like how is she getting? Because originally you think it's because she's a lawyer and they don't like her, and she's beautiful and all that. But yeah, it's intense, and she fights back. And Addict is what she calls him. You know, he's on drugs. That's the side of the business we learn later. Sees something in her. I think a fight that he wishes he had. Especially when you're like fighting an addiction and everything, and he's in this world he hates, and he has to see these women, and he's somewhat desensitized to it, but he's also not. And there's something about her where he just feels like he has to save her. And I thought it was written in a way that I believed it. I believe that like out of all these girls, out of all these times he's been there, just something clicked with him. You know, maybe he was on his last straw. Something appealed to him with her fight. He's just like, I can't do it anymore. I can't save them all, but I'm going to save this one.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. And then she's brought, you know, after being assaulted and going through all this, you know, terrible stuff, she's brought, you know, into this apartment with him, and she's like, what are his intentions? Like, of course you're going to be like, what's going on? I've been trafficked and now this guy's taking me. So she tries to escape.
Runs into Parker.
Yes. Oh my God,
Oh, Parker.
Parker.
I have to say, I really love Parker. I love
I
him,
do too.
like the games he plays and the fun. Like, and I feel like he has to. Like, I think he's finding
Hmm.
ways to find a funness in his life, I think. He's so
Hmm.
sinister too. I don't know. I just love
He
Parker.
is.
I
He's
yeah.
he's like playful and got this attitude about him that's fun, even though he's in this dark world. But I think like even his brothers underestimate him. And
Mhm.
okay, that's one thing I like too. It's they're brothers. They're like half brothers. They're like the bastard son of this like horrible like mafia cartel leader that doesn't treat them well or anything. They all have different parts of the business. They're stuck in this business. You know, they want out, but they don't really see a way out. But Parker, and I believe he's the youngest, right? I don't know. Parker, I believe he is. It's either Gray or Parker. I believe it's Parker. Parker, I think has been. I don't think they see him like that. They see him as like fun, maybe playing some games, but not serious games.
Yeah.
Where I think he sees more than
Mhm.
people realize. I think he has a lot of things put into motion, and he's
Mhm.
actually trying to get them out.
I think so
And
too.
they don't under, and it just shows in his first interaction with her, like letting her go, telling her to go to where Gray is. I think that he knows, like, and he's like, I'll let you go if you tell me like what you were doing with my
Yeah.
brother. Like he's trying to get information. So I like how he plays all the sides.
Mhm.
Um, there's something about he's got
Yeah.
personality.
Yeah,
There's
he does. He
I
does.
like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, and he's a thinker and like all the things he said. Yeah. And the next
And that's
person I
my
love,
favorite, the thinkers.
yeah, for
Mm-hmm.
you for sure.
Yeah, I like
Gray. I don't
mhm,
know why, but I
the
love Gray.
maniacal.
I love that connection
I
that she has
I
with
love him
him.
too.
I just
Hmm.
they need each other and it worked really
Hmm.
well. I did feel bad for I'm trying to think of how okay, we talked about this. Leif? Leif?
Leif, we think.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
aka she calls him
Addict.
Addict.
I
So
feel bad for
mhm,
him because like he starts out in this and then he's kind of forgotten a little bit and then like he had that
mhm,
whole thing because he didn't trust her for all the time she tried to run. So he
yeah.
like taking cocaine to keep awake and then he wasn't
Hmm.
doing so good.
Hmm.
So like I feel for him and I want more of his story because there is a background story on something happened with another girlfriend or something in the past.
Girl, yeah.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, like that's why they're surprised that there's a girl. Like, I feel like they trusted somebody and it didn't go
Oh,
well.
well, yeah.
And yeah, he is addicted to drugs. So there's that whole aspect. Like, he's trying to take care of himself.
Mhm.
He's rescuing her, but like, he can't maintain it. So she ends up kind of falling in with Gray,
Right.
even though he's the one that, and they do have a connection.
They do.
Like, she did stay up
And
with
he
him and
got
stuff.
so hurt when she tried to run. He got so
Yeah.
hurt and but she doesn't understand and like he's trying the wrong
Hmm.
way, trying to explain that she has no other this is the best option for her. And I think
Hmm.
she's finally there by the end of the book, like understanding that until we get the end of the book. But yeah, Gray,
Yes.
I just loved him. I loved him. And then Andre, I was iffy about him, but he's
Mm.
giving me North vibes, and I like him.
Oh, I like that. I could
Mhm.
see that. I agree with that. Like, he is kind of standoffish and stuff because he's protective of the brothers. He's the oldest. I feel like he was shielding some of them as best he could. He's looking out for them. But I think he does care. He's just like guarded.
Mhm.
And I think we're gonna see a lot more from him. And I think it's always what we say with the one that like that. It's always gonna be the payoff with him.
Yeah.
There's going to be that payoff. And he does care. He doesn't want bad things for her or anything. Like there and she has to come to terms because she has a lot of morals and she has to come to terms. She's like, I think the big choice for her is it's like, I was taken by these people and now I'm going to be part of this awful organization. And she has to learn that these guys aren't there willingly. This is how they grew up.
Yeah.
They try to stay outside of the business. They try to do the best they can, and this is like there's no going back. This is the cartel. You can't go back to your life. They'll get you. There's no way. Like, this is it.
There's no
So
hiding.
once
Yeah.
yeah, once she comes to terms with that and
Mhm.
the situation, I think that's a lot better. And they do try to get I kind of like that they try to get stuff on her. It makes sense. Like, again, these aren't, I like that it's not just like a harem where it's like, oh, we're going to save her and love her. No, we're not trusting her. We're going to get some stuff on her. They're playing it. They have to play the game. They have to play the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, her and Gray though, the fighting, I feel like they have the biggest, like the most passionate connection, and he's just like all about her. Like something clicked for him.
Yes, I love it. I love her
Oh, they have
so
the
much. I mean, but I just can't wait for Parker with her too. It's gonna be.
Me too. And I think Parker knows. Parker seems to think. I think Parker knows that there's gonna be like that something like that's gonna happen. Like she's gonna technically bring them together. I think.
Yeah.
And she can work for their business too. They figured out. Like,
yeah.
We do have a use for her.
Well, and I think they need to say that in case she gets found out being there, which she did. They need to have a reason that why they're keeping her and why she is useful. And so that with that ending, I just feel like we finally get to a point where, like, how do you say her name? Amoret?
I think I was saying Amaret. I think either. Yeah, I think either.
Little love. Like I feel like we finally got to a point where she was like coming to terms with things, and then she gets taken, and it's she's with their other brother who's like not good at all, right?
And we didn't even know he existed.
Oh, I think he might have been mentioned once maybe, but like not by name. Maybe they're like, oh, but like he's not good, like we don't consider him one of us or something, I think.
Really?
Or maybe he's more of the legit brother, not the mistress brother or something.
I didn't think, like, I was getting the feeling the way they kept saying that they aren't recognized as legit, that they're as good as recognized, that once he came about, I was like, okay, this makes sense. He probably is the legit heir. But I did not like remember him like being mentioned that there was another brother, especially with how close these guys are.
Maybe it was just hints.
But maybe his name was mentioned and we didn't know his name was the brother. I'll have to go back and look.
All right.
But I love that was a great twist.
It was so good. And now I'm like,
the question is,
what's gonna happen?
Is he good or bad?
Yeah.
Is he gonna like treat her right? Be the villain? Yeah. Is he gonna be the villain or is he gonna be part of the harem? Like, because he could go either way. He could be the big bad, or he could be.
And how long is it going to take the guys to find out where she ended up?
Right, she was just like, starting to like really fit in with them. She's like, I'm not going to run anymore. They were trusting her, and I like that they know. I'm glad that they know like she didn't run.
Yeah, they know. Which is like, because that would be my fear, is them being like, oh no, she ran. Was not looking for her.
And then we're not going to try to get her.
Yeah, and then now it's
That and they knew something was up with that fight, which was scary. That fight was a scary scene.
Yeah, I was like, that just shows how manipulative their father is, because I would not be surprised if he didn't do stuff just to be able to terminate the other boxer. But I don't know. There were so many questions about why his motives of the fight and stuff. But yeah, that was scary when he started, when they found out he was drugged, and
yes, exactly. Well, and then there was something at the very beginning with Andre where he was killing somebody that they knew, and it sounded like a woman. And so I'm wondering, they were talking about how like Parker had like a best friend who was a girl, platonically, but that Gray had a relationship with. Also, there were like women's clothes in Gray's room, which I was like, okay, what's up with that? So I'm like, maybe it was, I don't know, they say friends afterwards, but I'm wondering. And then Parker revealed that she was undercover looking up stuff for the father. So the father might know that they're going against him, and that's why he took her, because he's like, maybe he wanted to kill him because he thinks that they're going after him, which Parker sets some stuff into motion trying to get dirt on him. But I'm wondering if Andre killed her, and that just hasn't been revealed. Although when Parker admitted it, he didn't say that, but I'm wondering who Andre killed, because he killed somebody of significance. It sounded like at the very, very, very beginning. That I think people might forget, because it was very early on, before a lot of things were known or established, like the first couple chapters. So that'll be interesting. And then Parker did make an appearance in the Cardinal Sin series by Heather and Blake, and I think it must have, it definitely took place like probably after this book, which kind of gives some little hints, like, yeah, little hints, because he says like something about, are you taken? Like, oh, you're not the type of guy to be. And then he's like, I'm taken. She just doesn't know it yet, or something like that. So I'm wondering where this falls in the timeline.
Yeah.
And then they gave some more background information into him. So that's something. It's the book 3 of Cardinal Sins, that he just has like in the chapter an appearance, and there's some little things said about them that? And their line of work. I do. I love little
stuff like
little
that.
hints. Yes, and that the worlds are connected. And it sounds like Blake and Heather are connecting because of Cardinal Sins, connecting some worlds. So it's fun, the little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I enjoy those. But I liked this book. I was really sucked into it. I felt it was like fresh and different with, how the harem was, that you're put into this situation, especially with brothers, and that they're not like super close. But they like are still a family and still on each other's side. It was good. I really liked it was a different storyline. It was fresh. Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see. I believe it's a 5-book series, which also is a hint because like Addict, refers to one character, and then I forgot the title of the next one, but I think it's Convict. So I think each title will be related to
a character,
something that has to do with one of the brothers. So either the other brother will become part of the harem and it'll be named after him, or it'll be named after Amaret. Yeah. So I'm like, that'll be interesting.
Do you like that? I'm over here like listing them out. I'm like,
yes, right, same. And I'm like, who is who's Convict going to be referring to? That's what I'm, curious about for the next, because I believe that is the title of the next book. So that's due out in March. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to follow this series. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what happens with that twisty and cliffhangery.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good way to start off.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't think of Hair of the Book.
I will say that, if you haven't read Vandals already, I feel like Vandals is a good, if you like this, you'll like Vandals by Heather Long, or Cardinal Sins.
I mean, I feel like you could even just do, you want something mafia-ish that isn't the traditional, our feelings about mafia needs to be a little different. Canary would be a good one, I think, to read.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, by Tijan. Yeah.
That's a great one. Yeah. All right,
everyone. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your reads, and we'll see you next time on Booktober.
Bye-bye.